and welcome to the program ObiDatti Family. Alright, as you already know, ObiDatti Family is a family made up of boys and girls, men and women of all ages who support the candidacy of Mr. Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti, okay, for president of Nigeria in the upcoming elections. All right, I welcome you once again to the program today, and I hope that you're going to have an interesting time on the episode today. All right, my name is P. Catch, and I have other people in the studio with me. Like co-host, I have Loretta right here by my right. I also have Idarisit. I have Mr. Wisdom Uzoma, and I have Joy. Guys, how are you today?
Amazing.
Well, we're fine, and we're pleased to be here.
All right,
yes.
I believe you are also obedient.
Of course, always.
I'm very useful.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. So today we have a bumper package for you. A lot of things have come up recently, and we're going to be highlighting some of those things. One of those is the NBA conference that held yesterday in Lagos, and we had Mr. Peter Obi give a wonderful speech. So we're going to be taking a short clips from that speech Peter Obi had yesterday at the NBA conference, and we're going to be discussing the issues that he raised in that conference. All right, so let's take a look, a brief scene from the NBA conference that held yesterday.
If we're going to transit, where are we today? Nigeria has qualified to be a failed state. We have met the two or three biggest characteristics of a failed state. Number one is when you're no longer in charge of your territory. Today, we are among the top terrorist countries of the world. We are among the top kidnapping countries of the world. Banditry, criminality, bandits have taken over some parts of this country. Nigerians are being killed daily. All sorts of criminality is going on daily. Even our most important source of foreign exchange revenue, oil, is today 80% stolen. That shows how bad it is. We are the only country, apart from Venezuela, who we know is their own is because of sanctions, that is not meeting up with OPEC quota. Every other country is begging for increase, but Nigeria is not meeting up with its own. And you wouldn't believe the quantity that is missing. In July alone, our total average, our quota is 1.8 million. In July, our total average was 1,083,000 barrels a day. That means that in July, we lost 707,000 barrels per day. If you multiply that by 31 days, it will give you 22,227 barrels of oil that we lost. This is a country that needs dollar.
Honestly.
If you sell it, if you sell that oil, if you sell the quantity we lost, this is July alone. If you sell it at the average price of $110, it will give you $2,450,000,000, which at our rate of exchange of 550, you lost. If you use 550, because I use the average of 550, you've lost 1,374,700,000,000 naira. That is your country. That's what you lost in 1 month because of stealing. It is important that we know this.
Okay.
Number two item.
All right, guys, this is really outrageous.
Honestly, it's
This is really outrageous. He was pointing out characteristics of a failed state, and he has classified Nigeria to be a failed state. And one of the reasons, the characteristics that he raised was this insecurity that has troubled the land. Now, another very, very amazing or even devastating revelations that he made was the corruption in the oil sector. We're dealing with bandits in different parts of the north, even in the south, even in the southwest, and the southeast as well. Okay, and now we're dealing with thefts,
crude oil theft.
Crude oil theft.
Yes.
Now we don't even know how much oil that we produce in Nigeria because of corruption.
Yes.
And now with Peter Ob's revelation yesterday, Nigeria loses just in July last month. Nigeria lost $2.4 billion, which is equivalent to 1.3 trillion naira.
It's embarrassing at this point.
Honestly,
it's not something that should be said in public.
Honestly.
I mean, we should be in tears, literally. Because what are you talking about? These things, this shows us that it's directly from the top. I will not go and steal crude oil. You will not steal crude oil. Nobody around me.
Yeah.
It's from the top. People above that went to solve and fight corruption. They are the one putting us in this embarrassing state. It's terrible.
yeah, it's as if the present administration started talking about corruption and they are championing corruption, because you can't tell me that crude oil, we've not been able to, know the crude oil that we export. He talked about losing 80%. 80% of the crude oil that's. It's so shameful. It's so shameful that we find ourselves in this kind of situation. And good thing he's able to, talk about this so that he will have an idea of what he's coming to do. Now, talking about over $2 billion. Over $2 billion. Just check what it will do for Nigeria. $2 billion. Having that's just for a month. Now check the number of 1 month. Check the number of months and years that this administration have allowed this to happen.
We have been reaped.
Honestly, personally, I totally agree that Nigeria is becoming a failed state. Honestly, it's really becoming a failed state. Like you said, the characteristics are there, just like you mentioned. The insecurity is nothing to write home about.
At all.
Every part of Nigeria, is not secured anymore. And the primary responsibility of any government, the primary responsibility is to ensure the security, and the well-being of the citizens.
Of course.
Yeah.
And have they been able to do that in this administration?
Not at all.
No. And the same party would want us to vote them in again?
Never.
That cannot happen.
I really like to see the government respond to these allegations that Peter Obi has just made.
It's not Peter Obi. I know I've heard the Minister of Finance talking about the crude oil theft, talking about the revenue that they are supposed to generate. The revenue they are supposed to generate as a government, that nothing has come in from the crude oil sales for quite some time.
So who is to be blamed for this?
I wonder.
I'm personally not looking forward to the explanation, because they'll tell us monkey drank the oil, mosquito was sucking the oil.
That's another story.
Ridiculous story.
Something will come up. Like we are educated people. We are not stupid people. So I don't understand why a government will come up with these ridiculous stories each time. I promise you see the next thing that will happen. Mosquitoes soaked, and then we have to throw the oil away. We are so sorry. We'll do better.
This is really terrible and very shameful. And we need somebody like Peter Obi to come and shake up things and make a drastic change.
Yes.
Not the kind of change that we have been promised, and to this kind of decay in the system. All right. He also went ahead to point out there's a second characteristics that he pointed out. We're going to be looking at that shortly. We actually have a lot of things to discuss on today's episode, so we'll quickly take that second characteristics that Peter Obi raised, and we'll be back to discuss that.
To show that we are first state is that you are no longer in control of your economy. Your economy today we have an economy where we have over 100 million people living in poverty. Your unemployment is one of the worst in the world, because you have a 60% unemployment and unemployment. Out of 200 million Nigerians, 60% is supposed to be working. So it's supposed to have 120 million Nigerians working, but today Nigerians that are working are under 50 million. So 70-something million of Nigerians are not working, they are not productive. When you compare this to your productivity, you will see how low it is. But what is even worse, we're in a physical mess, total physical mess, because of all this. Between January this year and April, the total revenue of federal government of Nigeria is 1,630 billion naira. The expenditure is 4,720 billion.
Oh, God.
If you minus this, we have a deficit of 3 trillion 100 billion. That shows almost 20% to almost 200% is the deficit. And this is the crisis you face.
Exactly.
How did we come here? It's a cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years. Because it's 10%, I've stopped here, I would have taken our power. How did we come here? What are we going to do very quickly to come out of this? Very quickly, you need to have a visionary, articulated, competent leadership to start turning around this. So next year, the time is up. I'll make it that next year, the election you're going to have next year will not be about. Remember, it is not about tribe, not religion, not connection, not entitlement. It must be election about character, competence, capacity, and commitment to deliver.
Thank you very much. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, I think he deserves a round of applause.
That's what we're talking about.
See, for the first time, I see hope in Nigeria.
Honestly.
When Peter Obi speaks,
Yes.
People just see the visionary leader and somebody that can give us this promise that we have been hearing about all this time. All right, let's go back to the issue that he just raised, and which is the fiscal mess that he talked about, the fiscal mess. And, there's something striking that he talked about when he said the revenue that Nigeria has made from January to April. And he said Nigeria has made a revenue of 1.6 trillion naira. Okay? Then the expenditure that the Nigerian government has made is about 4.7 trillion. Sorry.
Yes.
4.7 trillion naira.
Yes.
How can you make revenue of 1.6 trillion and you're
And
spending
making expenditure
of 4.7 trillion?
That's too much. It's too much. The word he used, mess. Like it's a whole thing. Like we can't decipher. You don't know what is what at any time. Like nothing is working. We are just hoping, we're just living. Everything is just vibes and God, I beg. Because there's nothing, we don't have there's nobody to look up to. Everything is wrong.
Yeah, let's bring it down for the audience. Because a lot of people might not really understand what we mean.
Yes.
It's simply put that you work in a place and you are paid 10,000 naira at the end of the month. And now for that month you will spend 100,000 naira.
From where? Did you get
You are spending 100,000 naira. At the end of the month you are getting 10,000 naira. So how does that add up for a country? How do we intend to move forward? How do we intend to make?
And yes, Nigeria is in debt, and Nigeria keeps borrowing and borrowing.
I mean,
it's unthinkable.
Yeah.
It's very. I'm speaking from a place. I'm speaking very personally because I have direct access to this whole ASU thing. Both my parents are lecturers. He was talking about underemployment, unemployment. My parents are employed, but they've been at home for 6 months. My sister has been in school since 2018. She's in year 2. 4 years she's in year 2. Do you understand that there is nothing is moving? We're just there, and anyhow it be or it go be.
Only the money from the oil theft would have been enough
to pay these people,
whatever. But because of corruption and mismanagement,
people that have gone gone to school, people that are professors and doctors, we are living from hand to mouth, literally.
Nothing to show for it.
There is nothing to do. You're just at home, and people that have other side hustles. There are lecturers, there are professors that are doing Uber. They are doing. People are. My mom runs a poultry and some other small farm stuff. So you understand that you need to survive. This is not even about. That's why it's really necessary that we vote right. Like we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice.
It has to be
We don't have a choice. You know, there's a common saying that Nigerians, they like to suffer and smile. Okay, because no matter the kind of pressure that you put on Nigerians, they just still find a way to survive. But I don't think that we should continue that way.
No.
Since Obi asked the question in this speech, he said, "How did we get here?" And he said it's a result of cumulative leadership failure over the years.
Yes.
You know, and we tend to, when a new government comes in, what they tend to do is to blame the past government of their failure.
They will do worst.
You know, I remember when the APC government came in, they were blaming Jonathan for everything.
No, Jonathan went through a lot. I think Jonathan should have gone to therapy after that because he said things.
Oh my God.
Jonathan.
Okay, even up to the end of their first term, they were still blaming Jonathan.
Yes.
So we now expected, okay, the second term, you're going to do something. You don't have to blame Jonathan anymore, but we have seen a degradation. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Even when you think you've seen the worst, my dear, there's something worse even waiting for you. So it's looking as if since 1999 that we had our democracy in Nigeria. We haven't really gotten this thing right. Even the article now that comes up and he's saying that let us vote for competence, let's vote for experience. What experience are you telling me about? We didn't even have it good in 1999. That is not the best that we can have.
Yes.
Okay? So that is not even selling. We need a total change, a revamp of the system, a total overhaul of the system.
Total overhaul.
Yes.
Like everything should be turned upside down. Because as it is now, it's not like things were amazing when Jonathan was in power, when PDP was in power. I know we could have done better at the time. But that was when it was interesting to say Nigerians were suffering and laughing because we could suffer and laugh at the time. Now you can't afford to smile. What is funny? What is funny?
Okay, let's talk about this now. We have just talked about how Nigeria is a failed state and how did we get here. Now, moving forward, we have to make a change. We have to do something. Everybody has to be involved. We have seen the candidates that have emerged from the PDP, APC, the Labour Party, the Accord Party. What is this Kwankwaso's party? NNPP. Yes. Now, looking at all these candidates that have emerged, I'm going to come to you, Joy, because we need to hear your voice on the show today.
Okay.
Yes, looking at all these candidates that have emerged from these parties, who would you say is the most suitable candidate? Okay, we know that it's an ObiDatti show, but removing sentiments aside, who would you say is the most suitable candidate to lead Nigeria come 2023?
Okay, we know that it is an ObiDatti show,
Yeah.
but we're still not going to set aside the truth. Yes, the most suitable candidate I've seen so far is Peter Obi. No drag. We're not going to debate on that one. It's Peter Obi. We have seen that he's competent. Is all we need for government. Is the right person we're going for. So I've seen that so far. I'm not going to debate on that. He's a person.
Okay, let's take a look at the APC candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Many people have said that he is the face of the new Lagos that we have seen today, that he brought about the revolution and the transformation of Africa's biggest economy. Okay, so do you think that he still has it in him to probably transform Nigeria the way he has transformed Lagos?
See, for me, all I need is a new government. I don't want the old pattern. I don't want the formatting. We need new thing. We want to see new thing going on. I don't want to capitalize on the old pattern, what they were doing, what they were not doing. That's none of my business. I have seen a competent man, and that's what I'm going for.
And we talk about this. I hear people talk about what you've just said about the APC candidate doing this and doing that in Lagos. Lagos is not a fantastic place. I lived there. It is not a fantastic place. Let me tell you. Lagos, the capital of Nigeria. Okay? Lagos was the capital of the Southern Protectorate.
Okay.
Even before Tinubu was born.
Okay.
It was a capital. It was beehive of activity before he was born. Do you understand? Southern Protectorate became the capital of Nigeria. Do you understand? So, talking about the economy, how he built this, he did that in Lagos. I mean, Lagos was already there, existing, doing very well before he became a governor. Probably during his time he did what he did. But there are a lot of governors that have gone after,
come after him.
Yes, come after him ever since, and they have done their quota. But to this point, Lagos is still not a fantastic place.
Exactly.
Not disrespect to the state.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you cannot be comparing Lagos State with Nigeria. What he will come to do. I mean, anybody who says that doesn't, he has no trouble.
Doesn't know what
this is one of I'm coming to you, Darius. This is one of their biggest selling points when they are selling Tinubu. They always make reference to what he did.
So what does someone in Abuja do? Say, because Abuja looks better, looks peaceful, looks this, that. It's the capital of Nigeria. So what would someone, if there is a governor there, probably the minister there of state for all this while will say, oh, we did this, we did that, because no, that's not it. And secondly, with no disrespect to the APC candidate, age is not on his side. Sickness is like a rain, it does not fall on one roof alone. But I think he's not looking very healthy for him to handle the affairs of Nigeria. Nigeria is not just a small place. It's not one state like Lagos. It is not a community. It is a place that is multi-tribal, multi-ethnic, multi-religious. It's a place with over 210 million people. It's not just a place someone will come and say, it's my turn, I will do this and do that. I mean, it's not that.
I mean, okay, Darius, I'll come to you now. We have heard of the phrase Emiloko. Okay, and over the years, we have seen Tinubu install governor after governor. In fact, there was one that happened with Ambode. After his first term, he fell out with Tinubu, and he wanted to run for the second term, but he was not on a good side with his godfather, Tinubu, and he replaced him for Sanwo-Olu now. So it's looking like the leadership of Nigeria, or presidency of Nigeria, is now somebody's birthright, or probably something that you use to compensate somebody for being a godfather in politics. What would you say about this, about his ideology, about it being his birthright and his time?
It is wrong. It should not be. It should be put in the bin. It belongs to the trash. It doesn't make any sense. Nigeria doesn't use the monarchical system. We don't say because you were born here, so you have to be the president. Because, do you understand? It doesn't. Monarchy. I mean, with all due respect to whichever people practice monarchy. I mean, I think it encourages, to an extent, I think it encourages mediocrity, because you don't have a choice. Because we're born at this time, that's why you should be a president. But we're in a place where we have seen somebody else who has shown better and more interest in what is happening in the country. Exactly. Somebody who has experience, somebody who is part of this process, somebody who knows what is going on. This person is they call him a kingmaker. He appoints, because apparently he was the one who puts Buhari, who gave us Buhari.
Okay. From what he says.
From what he says. He's the one who gave us Buhari. And so it is his turn now. After he has fed us Buhari, it is his turn now to come and finish us. We don't want. We are fine. We want.
Well, he can keep being a kingmaker. Do you understand? We're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
He can sit down and make a king.
It's very interesting to say that he transformed Lagos. Lagos that you use boats to get to your places, some places in Lekki. It doesn't make sense now. I'm not going to try to sell my state, but have you been to Akwa Ibom State?
Okay.
I mean, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I mean, Lagos is all that because there are a lot of people there. The economy is probably, you get. But let's talk, if you're talking infrastructure, we're talking roads, we're talking drainage systems.
Yeah.
Nah.
Look at her. She's
yes. Akwa Ibom is by far better than Lagos State when it comes to infrastructure, roads, and the development of the place.
Akpabio gave us bragging rights. That's somebody that you can say that if he was going, maybe he'd have the right to say, I did this to Akwa Ibom, I changed the narrative and Akwa Ibom and all of that. Okay. Yes, we'll be fine with it because to an extent, even though not totally, to an extent he did. But for somebody who was a governor of a place that was already the capital of Nigeria, so definitely the Nigerian resources have entered
there.
So Come on, because I see this coming up in different quarters, and even Shetima yesterday during the speech at the NBA conference, he also made reference to that same thing, that Tinubu is the one that had revolutionized Lagos State and made it the economic capital of Africa or whatever. It's really terrible that they would use this as their selling point because it's not even good enough. It's not good enough.
But we understand that's what they have, so it's fine.
We have a caller.
Yes, we have a caller. We have Mr. Obi Ben on the line. Hello, Mr. Obi Ben.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning and welcome to the program ObiDatti Family. All right, we've been discussing the Mr. Peter Obi's speech at the NBA conference that held yesterday in Lagos State, and we're making discussions about his comments about Nigeria being a failed state. I don't know if you heard that speech that he gave yesterday. What do you have to say about Peter Obi's comments?
Yes, from what Peter Obi said, he was very correct. Nigeria is a failed state. From the look of things, everything is getting out of hand. When Peter Obi mounted his office, he made mention of lack of control of the territory.
Yes,
one of the characteristics of the failed state. And specifically mentioned it very well that the state of insecurity across Nigeria is getting out of hand. And that has actually made the government to be uncontrollable. The government is not even in control of the country as we see, because terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, they are taking over most part of the country. And you see that security operatives are not able to match with this insecurity that is going on around Nigeria. Look at the northern part of Nigeria and they are submerged. And the government is not responding to anything concerning security. So it is one characteristic of the safety, if I don't say. Then you see the control of lack of control of economy. The government, Peter Obi made mention of excess of expedition over income.
Yes.
The level of people working in the country, they are very minimal, and the government is actually spending above what the internal generated revenue. Also, that actually plunged the country into economic mess. In time of day. So when Peter Obi expressed all these things yesterday, I found a very good pleasure in it, and I see it to be true. And all those figures he gave were very correct. So Nigeria, of course, is a failed state. Buhari cannot actually say they are in control of Nigeria. I don't know. Now, citizens are trying to protect themselves because government has actually refused to cater for the welfare of citizens, the security. They look at the educational sector. People are not going to school. For over 6 months now, they keep the children at home. Do what? And for what Peter Obi said, he only said it very well that when people are educated, the economy will boost the more. Because out of their contribution in the educational sector, they will have what to produce and help the economy to boost up.
All right.
But now, so the thing is not very difficult. I cannot actually confront this.
All right, Mr. Obi, I'm going to ask, what's your message for the rest of the Nigerians now? Because, you know, there are a lot of people who are having doubts that, yes, we might have him, he's not going to be the Messiah, he's not going to change things immediately. What actually is your message to Nigerians, the electorates who are going to who are going to vote in February?
Yes, my message to Nigerians are saying they should think about the future of the country.
Okay.
They should be a competent, a qualified somebody who can change the narrative. If it will be win tomorrow, it may not just take overnight to overhaul the entire system, but it will take a gradual process. Be very rest assured that in the next 1 or 2 years, we'll be out of these economic woes.
Okay.
So whatever we do with our PVC is a sacrifice to bring the country to its normal glory.
Yes. All right. A lot of people have also complained about vote buying. We've heard a lot of columnists saying that people might want to vote a particular candidate now, but when they get to the polling unit, they might be, convinced to vote another candidate because they might be tipped with some money. What do you think about that vote buying issue?
That would be very disastrous at this time. This is not going to be like the former election.
Yes.
This election is the election of Nigeria. The Nigerians are contesting this election. So anybody that is trying to plot any move to organize the vote buying system into the various political parties, it is not their allowed. Because youths, most especially youths, will mark each polling unit to give credit to their votes. Any form of vote buying will be communicated to security authorities and the not taking. I say it is the violent effect, but some people are not having the good side of vote buying. I'm not saying Nigerians are not happy with the system. So anybody that wants to cripple the system anymore will not take it. It's not done anyway. We will not accept this time around.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in. We hope to have you some other time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. We've seen that. I mean, a lot of people have seen that. I mean, Nigeria is actually crying for a total change, a total transformation. I mean, yes, and the issue of vote buying that I asked you is something that a lot of people are worried about because we might see people who will tell you today we are obedient, we're going to vote him, but tomorrow, when the election starts proper, they begin to take money from other candidates who will come to the polling units to convince them to to vote for them specifically because of that money.
That would be really sad.
Yes.
If anybody would take money to vote. You shouldn't sell your vote. This is a message to everybody that is listening on the show. You can't sell your vote because there is no monetary value that can pay for your vote.
Exactly.
Okay, there's no amount that can be paid for your vote. It's your vote is worth lives. It's not even worth money.
Yeah,
it's worth lives. It's worth the lives of your family, the worth lives of your children, worth the life of your future generation. All right, that is what your vote is worth. So it's not what. Just imagine the change that they can give you. How much can they give you on election day? The highest is 10,000 naira.
Yeah,
10,000 naira.
How far can you go?
You can't do anything for you for 4 years. Again, I'm going to say that we do not have a choice at this point. That's why I think it's funny when people say you're being sentimental about it. I am being sentimental because it affects me directly. I mean, I have to eat. I have to go out. I have to spend money. But I can't spend money in a situation where I don't have money. Money is not coming to my hand. Or if I hold 5,000 naira now, I will not walk from here to the door. It's gone. It doesn't make sense. So yes, I am being sentimental. Yes, I want to go to Nigeria. Yes, I am going to do everything in my power. I'm going to try my best to talk to a lot of people and weep and cry because I have cried enough in this other 8 years that I have been. I don't want to cry in the next. I don't want
because I'm talking about our vote, talking about selling our vote. On this ground, I want to tell everybody. Before now, you've been selling your vote for Agbado. Before now, you've been selling your vote for Chin Chin.
Yeah.
Before now, you've been selling your vote for Rapa. Before now, you've been selling your vote for a tuber of yam. Are you still eating the yam now? Are you still tying that Rapa? Are you still eating that Chin Chin? My dear, it's time for us to wise up. We are no more kid.
Yeah.
If you're forcing your will on a child, it's called correction. But when you putting your will on an adult, it's called manipulation. And no adult will want them to want anybody to manipulate them. At this stage, if you allow anybody to manipulate you for 1,000, you will suffer for 1,000 naira. See, you will eat 1,000 naira for 8 years. Complete 8 years, you are still eating water, you are still tying down your wrapper. So on this ground, I'm pleading to every citizen, do not sell your votes. Do not be wise enough.
Yeah.
See, don't not allow person come tell you say because of 500 and 1,000 I mean you do it, you know do. Be wise enough. Be wise enough. No begin to get our sense.
Yeah.
You won't say your vote because of 1,000 naira or because of 6 years of rapper. Just imagine. Please.
So painful. So Loretta, we've not heard your voice on the show today. Please.
Okay, I'd like to come in here.
Okay.
This point of citizens selling their votes. I think this is one of the reasons why the result after election comes as a surprise to everyone.
Exactly.
We've seen people say, we were expecting that candidate A was supposed to win this election. What happened? And then you hear citizens saying, they have rigged this election. It might not really be true because we see a lot of people, human beings, they are the constant factor in any election. And we've seen a lot of people during the course of campaign, they'll give their full support, 100 support to candidate A, for example. And at the end of the day, they go to their polling unit on the day of election and they end up voting for candidate B. Just because somebody came and said, I'm giving you the sum of 100,000, 50,000, 20,000. And at the end of the day, you end up selling your vote. And then when the result comes out, everybody's saying, they rigged the election, they did this, they did that. So I think it's high time Nigerians, they decide on what they want and then they make up their mind. If you go to the polling unit on the day of election, if anybody comes and say, take this money, it's your money, it's our money, take it, eat it and vote for that person, that candidate that you have been supporting. Vote for that.
I may not even agree with that last part, okay? The point of taking their money and still voting. Yeah. See, beyond saying don't sell your votes, I think we should rise up and resist votes buying on election day. Resist it. Resist anybody that you see sharing money or carrying money and doling out to people that want to vote. We should not permit that in our election polling units.
Yes, because we're not just, it's not just about now, this particular election. You know, it might still happen in other elections.
Over time,
we just need to
resist it. And if it doesn't start with the people, it cannot be stemmed.
Yes.
The people themselves have to resist it. I let us tell these people, I saw these clips in Ghana. I wish I had it, would have displayed it. People were throwing back bags of rice.
Yes.
But they were given by politicians. I'm telling you,
there was also an lady during the last governorship election
in Anambra State.
That was given. Yeah, she rejected and in the long run she got something from some non-governmental organizations, some groups gave her something which was way better, and she had a recognition by the state government.
Yes.
It's way better for us to totally avoid anything that has to do with vote buying.
We should resist it.
Yeah, we need to resist it. Like she already said, the rapper, the money, all that you've been getting all this while.
Where is it?
Do you still have them today?
It's really shameful that we would stay and watch. In fact, some people even on election day, they will have their voters card and they are waiting for who is going to share.
Yeah.
It's really shameful.
This thing from there. When I was in school, we were during SUG elections. In my school, what we did was they'll send you a code. It's a unique code to everybody. So you use that code to vote. So some people did is that they will go around and buy these codes from these people. Sometimes these people don't come looking for you. Students on the day of election, they come out of the hostels and wait. How much you want buy the vote? I beg you, not go buy me. I don't want collect. And not be say it's anything good though. It's 500 naira food. You guys buy for a student, and then 2 seconds later you're shouting that student union government is not doing their job. So it starts. It's from
so that's how they keep pushing it down to the younger generation. We must resist it.
Like what Mr. Pikash said, talking about only back your voter's card, then you just keep it. It's not as if you went there to vote intentionally, you keep it beside you. Then you'll be looking for the one that I'm not sure. This one said 2,000, you say I'm sure 5,000 will come.
They'll say this guy is sharing 2K. I used to the other guy they share 700 and 700 won't go sell your vote.
Just imagine
there is money to be made from their vote. So people used to come.
My problem with this is that these top politicians keep passing the wrong message to the younger ones because that's where they learnt it from. So we must resist it.
Yes.
Thank God Obi is saying it. You heard him in his if you watched the beginning of that clip at the NBA conference yesterday, where we talked about the benefits he got from the NBA, talking about San Ikpeazu, you know, being his counsel, his legal counsel during his time. He talked about not spending money to get the whole entire judgments he got, not bribing anybody.
So we are sure that Obi is not going to be sharing money in this election.
Sharing that.
Yes.
So that's why we need him. That's why we just need him. Let me be honest with you. I'm a person that at some point I lost hope in Nigeria. But when I saw him coming up to be the candidate, I said, well, I am actually going to support this man, because for the first time in my life, when I visited Anambra State, when I lived in Anambra State, this was the only governor I've seen in any state that I can truly call a leader.
Exactly.
To be honest. And when he said he was going to contest for the presidential seat, I was extremely happy. At some point, I was angry with him when he was trying to be the running mate to the PDP candidate. I was angry. I said, this man, you can lead better than this thing. You can do better than what you're going for. And God so kind, as if he heard my voice, he decided to, you know, come to contest on the Labour Party. And I said, come rain, come sun, wherever I am, I must support him. I must do everything possible to make sure that he becomes the president of this country.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. I think we're going to call it a day today on the episode. So we believe that you viewers out there, you've heard our discussions today. Just in case you are not yet obedient, my brother, my sister, please do the right thing. Be obedient. Just leave all the violence, leave all the disobedience, and be obedient for once in your life. All right, because we have seen a visionary leader, somebody that can take us to the promised land, someone that can give us that Nigeria of our dreams. All right, so till we catch you again on the episode, maybe sometime in this week, during the week. This is the ObiDatti family, and all we are advised to do is to pass on this message from people to people. Let this word keep spreading. All right, invite people to watch this video, share this video out to your friends and your family members, and let us keep growing this ObiDatti family, okay? And that Nigeria of our dreams will be actualized. So we catch you again sometime within this week. Have a wonderful day.